Okay.
The first bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 98 by Senator Boyle. This bill would establish the Research Animal Retirement Act, which requires research dogs and cats at higher education research facilities to be offered for placement with nonprofit animal rescue and shelter organizations prior to euthanization. There is a memo of support from the New York City Bar. There are no memos of opposition. This bill passed the Senate last year, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments? Any
Yes, the
yeah.
New York City Bar Association made some interesting recommendations, and I hope that they are considered.
Of course, they'll have a sponsor.
We will tell the sponsor. Bill is reported.
The second bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 222A by Senator Laval. This bill would require 45 hours of mandatory continuing education in a 3-year period for registered professional nurses and would permit exemptions for illness, military duty, and for nurses not currently engaged in the practice of nursing. There are no memos of support. There is a memo of opposition from PEF. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
I believe there's also a memo in opposition from the Greater New York Hospital Association.
That was well,
May 16th, 2000.
we don't have this. Well, if we, just for the campers around, if we don't have as committee a memo, then we're flying blind. And that's a memo I would have liked to have seen, to have some interaction, because to have a well-trained professional employees, nurses dealing with patients is a good thing. So I can't understand that memo.
I am going to vote with that recommendation on this bill because I think the solution is to require the Bachelor of Science in Nursing proactively for future nurses. We've discussed this issue on many occasions, and I think that is the ultimate solution, where you have a better trained a nurse and
Yeah, that's a discussion for another day. But most professions have continuing education and request it and want it. So they will take, if this goes to Finance, okay.
I reserve the right to vote for it on the floor.
Okay.
I have that recommendation now.
Any negative votes?
We have one negative from Senator Peralta,
Okay.
and 2 other without recommendation, Senator Croce and Senator Ritchie.
Okay. Bill is reported to Finance.
The third bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 486A by Senator Laval. This bill would require New York State colleges to adopt rules to prohibit hazing and alcohol and drug abuse, and would require schools to inform incoming students about hazing, alcohol, and drug abuse. There are no memos of support or opposition. This bill passed the Senate the past 2 years, and if this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
This is an important bill. And I don't know how many deaths we have to have before we pass this. There are no memos in opposition. None. None. The bill doesn't pass. So that means that someone has some input that they should be giving us so that this becomes law. So here again, I'm baffled. Any comments? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
The fourth bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 5222A by Senator Laval. This bill would establish the New York Student Affordable Refinancing for Tomorrow program, or New START, which would allow students to alleviate the burden of student loan debt from SUNY and CUNY institutions. Eligible students are able to apply to the Higher Education Service Corporation to have the state pay the student's private loan in a lump sum to the lender up to $35,000. The student would pay the state back over time based on annual salary and ability to pay. There are no memos of support or opposition. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
This is a bill, by the way, that members, doesn't matter party affiliation, where you come from in the state, is something that people want to get done, and I would hope that if any of the committee members have any input to make this better so that we get it across the finish line, I would appreciate it. Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported.
There was one negative, sir, from Senator Ort.
From
Senator Ort.
Senator Ort in the negative. Okay?
The fifth bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 1223A by Senator Carlucci. This bill would establish the New York State prepaid tuition plan by which a person may contribute to an account for the prepayment of college tuition tax-free. There are no memos of support or opposition. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported to Finance.
The sixth bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 1225 by Senator Carlucci. This bill would double the amount of contributions that can be made to 529 college savings accounts. It would increase the individual contribution limit to $10,000 and the contribution for married couples to $20,000. There are no memos of support or opposition. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported to Finance.
The seventh bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 2311 by Senator Ritchie. This bill would create a Regents Large Animal Veterinarian Loan Forgiveness Program to encourage more practitioners to practice in areas of New York State with a shortage of large animal veterinarians. There is a memo of support from the Farm Bureau. There are no memos of opposition, and if this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
Okay. Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported to Finance.
The eighth bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 2645 by Senator Ranzenhofer. This bill would require the State Education Department to develop regulations authorizing computer science courses to count toward liberal arts content at institutions of higher education in New York State. There are no memos of support. There is a memo of opposition from NYSUT. This bill has passed the Senate the past 2 years, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments?
Without recommendation.
Senator Stavisky without recommendation.
For a lot of reasons.
Is there anyone else who, I'm sorry, Senator.
Okay, 2311.
2645.
Okay. There are one negative vote from Senator Rivera, and without recommendations from Senator Croce, Robach, Stavisky, and Kruger.
Okay. Did you want to speak on?
Not really, just that it seems to me that there are liberal arts classes that students ought to take to receive a more fuller education, and in the humanities, for example. And secondly, I'm not really sure that we should be telling colleges what their requirements should be.
Bill is reported.
The ninth bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 2982 by Senator Ort. This bill would require optical stores to register with the State Education Department, and that such stores must be under the direct supervision of a physician, ophthalmic dispenser, or optometrist. There is a memo of support from the New York State Society of Opticians. There are no memos of opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported.
The 10th bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 3125 by Senator Ort. This bill would extend tuition-free course benefits to volunteer firefighters or voluntary ambulance workers, and authorizes the SUNY Board of Trustees to regulate this if a school chooses to avail themselves of this ability. There is a memo of support from FASNY. There are no memos of opposition, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 3126 by Senator Funke. This bill would create a service learning, internship, and independent study program for students serving as active volunteer firefighters or volunteer ambulance workers. There are no memos of support or opposition. This bill passed the Senate the past 2 years. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments, negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 4499B by Senator Funke. This bill would provide for the licensure of athletic trainers where previously athletic trainers were certified. This bill updates the athletic trainer scope of practice and provides for 45 hours of mandatory continuing education every 3 years. There are no memos of support. There are memos of opposition from the Medical Society and the New York Physical Therapy Association. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
This bill increased in importance and should be a high priority for the people of the state of New York. We had a death at one of our football games a year ago, and a young man lost his life at that game. It brought out the importance to have immediate medical attention. And, you know, this is 2016. I think all sports should have an athletic trainer, but certainly football and lacrosse, soccer, should have athletic trainers. And we can't keep fiddling. This is a critically important bill. Senator Funke, as the sponsors, worked very hard, listened, been very open to changes. So it took the physical therapist 15 years to get their licensure, 14 or 15 years. That was in the old days. We are more facile today and more open-minded today, and it shouldn't take a profession 14 years to get their licensure. Not when lives are at stake. So that's why this bill is on. It goes to the floor,
Finance Committee.
the finance. We'll work with you, Senator Funke, to get it out on the floor. And I just say, in the interim, people should be contacting Senator Funke if they have concerns and work them out, because we can't lose lives. It's about lives. So, any other comments?
Yes, I have
Yes.
a memo in support from the New York State athletic trainers. Did you
Yes,
receive that one?
We did not receive that memo.
We did not receive that memo. And I have a memo.
Neither did you.
And you mentioned the physical therapy.
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
it,
well,
I also have a letter from somebody in Brooklyn, whom I don't know, urging the adoption of this bill. Somebody by the name of Tracy Rawls Martin, MS-ATC, in support of the bill. And I hope, this is one of those times, I think, when people can sit down and negotiate some kind of compromise. And I hope the senator will sit down
he
with
has.
the physical therapists and the athletic trainers and any of, and the medical society, so that perhaps they can come to some kind of agreement.
We had a roundtable last year. We certainly would entertain another one if we needed to go there.
We got to get this passed this session, Senator. And I think people have to come together in the remaining days and get it done. Because, you know, as I indicated with the hazing bill, with drinking, you know, it's lives that we're talking about. And you have been great. You've opened your arms and your ears and said, we'll sit down and meet you halfway on it. So this is, we've got to get this done. And I think something's wrong with our mail. Yeah, we're not getting memos.
Senator Funke said he also did not get this one
Okay,
as the sponsor, so.
okay. All right. Any
First-
negative votes?
One negative from Senator Krueger.
Senator, and you're without recommendation?
No, I'm for it.
For it, okay.
With the idea that there will be
Yes,
some kind of additional, absolutely.
thank you. Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 4651C by Senator Griffo. This bill would require that an advertisement for healthcare services must identify the type of license that the practitioner holds. It also requires that there must be no deceptive or misleading information in relation to that practitioner's services. Further, this would require healthcare practitioners to wear photo identification during all patient encounters, which includes the practitioner's name and the type of license the practitioner holds. There are no memos of support or opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Okay, any negative votes?
And with that recommendation from Senator Rivera.
Okay, bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 4969A by Senator Laval. This bill would restrict the use of the abbreviation DPT and the title Doctor of Physical Therapy to those persons licensed or otherwise authorized to practice physical therapy under Article 136 of the Education Law. There is a memo of support from the New York Physical Therapists Association. There are no memos of opposition. This bill passed the Senate last year, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 5113A by Senator Laval. This bill would reduce how many times a person aids or abets another person in unauthorized practice of a profession and unauthorized use of a title from 3 to 1. This bill also amends the definition of aesthetics so that it does not include the practice of massage therapy. There is a memo of support from the American Massage Therapy Association. There are no memos of opposition. This bill passed the Senate last year, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 5155 by Senator Valesky. This bill would allow SUNY Community College campus peace officers who are either former or current police officers access to criminal history record information. There is a memo of support from SUNY. There are no memos of opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Good bill. Any comments?
I'm with that recommendation.
Maybe it's not such a...
I think it needs some tuning.
Okay.
One negative vote.
Try and work with the sponsor. That'd be great.
If you could do that.
Okay. Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 6942 by Senator Croce. This bill would allow a taxpayer to elect to contribute all or a portion of his or her personal income tax return, not less than $25 to a 529 college savings account. There is a memo of support from KICU. There are no memos of opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 7133A by Senator Laval. This bill would extend the length of authorization for leased lands for SUNY purchase to 75 years from 40 years and would subject any contracts or leases between SUNY and the Purchase College Advancement Corporation to the oversight of the Attorney General, Director of Budget, and State Comptroller. There is a memo of support from SUNY Purchase and SUNY Administration. There are no memos of opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments?
Question,
Negative? Yes.
a quick question. How does the A print differ from the original bill?
The original bill allowed for procurement flexibility between the Purchase College Advancement Corporation. This takes that out, so there's still the oversight.
Okay.
And that was
Good.
something...
I know the issue. I raised the issue.
Okay.
One with that recommendation, Senator Krueger.
Senator Krueger. Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 7226 by Senator Laval. This bill would make a technical correction to allow applicants who exceed the educational requirements to be able to be licensed as occupational therapists and occupational therapy assistants. There is a memo of support from the New York State Occupational Therapy Association. There are no memos of opposition, and if this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Okay, any discussion? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 7348 by Senator Valesky. This bill would allow colleges and universities participating in the HEOP program to expend funds on certain expenses beneficial to students, like student travel for academic activities and conferences, applying to and preparing for graduate or professional school, hiring of work-study students, hiring of support staff, and professional development activities for program staff. There is a memo of support from KICU. There are no memos of opposition. If this bill is reported, it will go to the floor.
Any comments? Negative votes? Bill is reported.
We have two without rec.
Okay, who are they?
Senator Ort and Senator Serena.
Okay.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 7549 by Senator LaValle. This bill establishes the New York State Educating Leaders for Excellence in Community Transformation Program, or New York ELECTS, to provide loan forgiveness and scholarship awards to certain students who demonstrate excellence in student government, civic organizations, or through campus or community leadership activities. There are no memos of support or opposition. If this bill is reported, it will be referred to Finance.
Any comments, negative votes?
3 without rec.
All right, who-
We have Senator Griffo, Senator Krueger, and Senator Rivera.
bill is reported.
The next bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 7573 by Senator LaValle. This bill would change the TAP formula in 2016 to 2017 by adjusting the percentages so that more middle-class families are assisted, and change the income threshold from $80,000 to $100,000. This would also change the TAP formula in 2017, 2018 to a step system instead of slopes, so that the minimum TAP award would increase up to $1,000, and each income bracket from A to J would increase by $500 per step. This would not change the maximum TAP award from its current value.
Senator Valesky.
Did we do that in the, was it the
We
Senate
tried.
One House
We
budget?
tried. Yes, we
That's
did
what-
do it in the one house.
That's what I...
Yes, and for
Okay.
several years, this one,
No, we actually,
I know. You
We
brought up them
changed it,
several years
yeah.
ago.
yeah.
I just wonder, $100,000 is really middle class. I will vote for it.
Okay.
We have 1 without recommendation from Senator Rivera.
Well, this goes to Finance, right? Okay, bill is reported to Finance. The last bill, I just received a letter from FIT, so we're going to hold the bill for at least one committee meeting. So I have discussions with them. Thank you very much.